It's time now for a look at what's making the headlines in the French press, and I'm joined by Florence Villeminot.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. The former President Nicolas Sarkozy is in the spotlight again.
Absolutely. He's widely expected to win the leadership of the UMP party. There's going to be a party congress this weekend. Libération, the left-leaning paper, is less than thrilled about all this, and they partake in some pretty serious Sarkozy bashing today. What you can see here is the front page of Libération. They talk about le bonimenteur. Basically, that translates as the con man, the fraud, the cheat. And according to Libération, during his whole campaign for the election of this UMP leadership, well, he's bent the truth, and actually more than that, he's just straight out lied to the French people. And Libération was paying very close attention during his campaign meetings and actually picked up on 17 lies that Sarkozy made, some big, some small, but according to Libération, all of them prove that he's manipulating people. So what are these 17 lies? Well, I pulled out just two examples. One thing that Sarkozy likes to say a lot at his meetings is that Marine Le Pen, so the leader of the far-right party, he likes to say that she called on people to vote for François Hollande in the 2012 presidential election. Libération says that's actually not the truth. What she said was that she was going to cast a blank ballot, and she wasn't going to give any voting orders to the members of the National Front Party. Another thing that Sarkozy likes to say is that he held all his campaign promises of 2007. So when he was elected president, well, Libération says, once again, that's just not true. And they have a long list of things that he did not promise, that he did not do.
Certainly holding him to account there. They're also looking at what might be the cause for all of these lies.
That's right. Libération says that there's not only the lying, there's also the provocative statements at all these meetings. For instance, he drew a lot of criticism for saying that he would revoke the gay marriage law if he were re-elected. What is happening here? Well, Libération says that this is proof that Sarkozy has really lost his grip. He's got his back against the wall, and so he's willing to say anything to please a crowd, even if it's a complete lie. Now, you might say this is just politics, but Libération says this is actually a sign of weakness.
Okay, well, the far-right National Front also holding their party congress this weekend, and Marine Le Pen widely expected to be re-elected as leader.
Absolutely. She gives an interview to Le Figaro today, and she's very confident not only that she's going to win this election for the leadership of her party, but she's actually going to become president in 2017. She says that she wants to be in power so that she can change things. And one of the very first things she pledges to do if she's elected is to hold a referendum on whether or not France should stay in the EU. So you can read that interview in Le Figaro. Her father, Jean-Marie Le Pen, he gives an interview to Aujourd'hui en France today. He's also very confident in his daughter. He says she's got what it takes to be president, and he actually says that Marine is of the same caliber as Angela Merkel.
Crikey, I'm not sure Angela Merkel would like that comparison. Let's move on to another leading topic in the French press today. That's that debate. We talked about it earlier. The lower house of Parliament is debating whether or not France should recognise Palestine.
That's right. It's a fiery debate, according to Le Figaro. It talks about a debate that is likely to be very tense today. That's on the front page there. And Le Figaro goes into more detail about this vote. France has traditionally been seen as being pro-Palestinian, so it's no surprise that socialist lawmakers are trying to push for the recognition of the Palestinian state, but it's also probably going to face a lot of resistance, especially from the right and the far right.
Okay, well, it is a controversial and divisive topic.
Absolutely, and very divisive in the press as well. You have some papers who are absolutely in favor of the recognition, particularly the communist paper L'Humanité. We take a look at the front page. It says that French lawmakers have a rendezvous with history, and its editorial, L'Humanité, says it's about time. Not only is it the right thing to do, it's also in line with public opinion. 63% of French people are in favor, according to their poll. And Le Monde also has an article, this time by the former Foreign Minister Bernard Kouchner. He says that actually it would be in the interest of Israel for France to recognize Palestine. Why? Because if France recognizes Palestine, it would encourage Arab countries to recognize Israel. This would be a step towards peace in the region. So those are the papers in favor. Of course, there are others that are against it. There's an article in Le Figaro, if you're interested, that argues that actually it would be counterproductive to peacemaking efforts in the region, and it would set a dangerous precedent in France. France would perhaps have to recognize other states further down the line.
Okay, well, certainly a topic we are going to be following very closely this morning here on France 24. Thanks very much. That was Florence Villeminot with the French papers.